Greetings and welcome to must be episode 7 of Unlocking the Matrix. The first thing I wanted to discuss was the Great Pyramids of Giza. It's often quoted about how marvellous they are, particularly the Great Pyramid, how it's only 10 centimetres out on its 4 sides, and many other mathematical wonders about it. And then of course there is the question of the estimated weight, between 6 and 7 million tonnes. So how many people ever think about the land that must sit on, the foundation, to take that kind of weight? Well, it so happened I was watching Flat Earth British channel, and Martin was doing a video, excellent as always, and there it was, a sketch showing these pyramids on giant tree stumps. So it begs the question, were the builders of these pyramids aware of giant trees? You only have to look at the flag of Jordan, I think it is, and then look what their outlook on the Mediterranean would have been. Cyprus, a cypress tree perhaps. It's said to have been 60 miles high. We still have cypress trees today, but obviously not of that size. So it does make you wonder about this whole pyramid system. And is that another reason why they're placed where they are? Something else that came to me when you think of those 3 pyramids, could it be representations of man, woman and child? Just a few things to think about there. It would of course possibly explain where the rock came from to build the pyramids. If it is the felled tree and the rock that it sits on matches the rock that it's constructed from, then it wouldn't need to be moved very far. Just a few ideas. I have nothing, shall we excuse the pun, concrete to go on, but I thought it was something worth mentioning. The other point I'd like to try and clarify is this absolute confusion, and it's a repeat pattern throughout history. When you understand that William Shakespeare is a collaboration, mostly by the same writer, Sir Francis Bacon. Again, a play on words, because there is the old Cockney rhyme, bacon is pork, porky pies are lies. And most likely is the writer of the King James version of the Bible. But it's the Bible itself that is causing so much confusion, and one of the characters in particular, this Jesus Christ. As soon as you hear that it said in that order, you know that you've fallen for a fish story. It's about as accurate as Robin Hood. The same story is repeated 75 times, starting with Osiris and through various deities in various cultures, always with the same storyline. The thing to realise is you've got 3 stories put together there as one. The main part of it is what I would call astrobiology and astrotheology, because it is telling you about the universe, about creation, and about us. It is telling us without and within. You all have the zodiac running through your entire body. It always starts with Aries and goes down to Pisces, which are the souls, and you have a fish called a soul. I refer you to Santo Spinaci to explain that in further detail, because it is worth knowing. You do have all 12 signs within you, and notice there's the number 12. That is the Christ aspect of it, what it is talking about there. The ascension up the Jacob's ladder is your spine. The heavens are up here. It is astrotheology. It is astrology. It is biology. It is all the sciences together. but it has been corrupted. It has had other stories added onto it. It has a historical King Jeezus of Edessa has been, that's the historical part. Basically the Old Testament is, the way it has been retold, is the Chronicles of the Hyksos tribe. Not over a very long period of time either. It starts in the Garden of Eden with Akhenaten and Nefertiti as children. It's the Nile Delta. But of course the story's been twisted to move it out of Egypt to make it to seem like it's another group. When you get into the New Testament, it is actually the history of the Jewish revolt. That is all it is. But it has been latched on to other stories, one of which is about the Christ within us. The other one, of course, is the sun in the sky. This is where you get, because this is how it works, you use the three terminologies, Christ, Son of God and Jesus, and you interchange them, and you take one out and put another one in. So the sun walks across the water as opposed to Jesus walks across the water, because it is the sun as you would perceive it going across a lake. Same as these so-called miracles. They are very easy to explain. The 10 deadly plagues of Egypt was the aftermath of a giant tsunami at the time of the collapse of the Minoan Empire, or the Minoan civilization. A terrible earthquake and the follow-on knock-on results over the next few years. That is all it is. The parting of the Red Sea is the water drawing away as a tsunami is formed, and then it comes crashing back. It has just had dates in history change, because this is the same script writers involved in this as involved in history to make everything try and fit. But it is as accurate as saying that Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas, when you can clearly see there is plenty of archaeological evidence that flies in the face of that. It's always a case of just standing back and not believing anything you're told, and looking at it for yourself with a fresh set of eyes, using common sense and logic to all these things. It will save a lot of confusion. It will save a lot of hard work, waiting for something that is not going to happen because it is based on a lie. The only ones that are going to do anything for themselves are the ones that are prepared to do something. They are the ones that survive. The rest that sit back and become complacent or don't believe or are being fooled by various stories are not going to make it. It's as simple as that. You have that choice. I wonder if they had this much trouble when it moved from the age of Taurus to the age of Aries, or Aries to Pisces, because this is really hard work at times for some people. They are so stuck to the age of Pisces and the two fish, and look what that represents. And the whole thing is a complete fraud. There's no other way of putting it. The same story is even told in Star Wars. But it's just standing back and looking at the mechanism. Reverse engineering it. Listening to people who have done the hard work. It makes it easier for you, because then you can then go and look at the stuff yourself. They're giving you all the pointers because they've already done the hard work. That's all of you got to do, is put the effort in for yourselves. And you will come out of it empowered. Because you will see things in a different way once you realise the huge deception that is played in so many different ways upon us. Anyway, I shall leave that video there. And really do have a look at things and have a think about things. It is worth spending the time on. There's that saying about spend your time wisely. Well, you won't spend it any wiser than doing something for yourself. Thank you.